even is this anymore?
What the heck was that?
Hey guys! So today I'm trying out a new type of video. I've had a few requests for this one, so it's kind of like a story type, and it is how I became a model. And I love how I'm telling this story when I look like this.
Self-deprecation.
I'm going to say a bunch of things today that I'm going to cringe at because I hate saying them, but I'm doing this for you guys. So, speaking of which, here's the first thing I'm going to hate saying. I have kind of always wanted to be a model. And I've had a ton of people say that I should be a model. I am in so much pain right now, including my mom, but I never took it seriously because I thought she was kidding, which childhood dreams crushed. Just anyway. For my high school's homecoming week, this was freshman year, we have themes for every day, and one of the days was Heroes and Villains Day, so I dressed up as Catwoman, and my lit teacher was giving us extra credit if we dress up, so we had to like take a picture. And when we took the picture, or when I took the picture, I showed it to my mom later that day for some reason, and here's the picture. For some reason, she was like, oh yeah, that's like a model pose. You should be a model, or something like that. And so I caught her up on her offer. I said, yeah, all right, let's do this. And so I had her, because I'm lazy, I had her look up agencies and like stuff, but she didn't think I could do it because she didn't see any models with braces, and at the time I had braces. So I got a different job, and I became a hostess at a coffee house / cafe. And I did that for about 8 months, and then I quit. And I started to look for myself about some modeling agencies, and I quit my job right before Halloween, and I brought up modeling again during Thanksgiving. And my mom said yes, and so I contacted this agency, and they said they wanted to meet with me. And so I set up an interview for January. And so December 1st, I started working out and dieting. And then by the time the interview had came, I looked how I wanted to look. I'll make a video about my transformation. This is what I look like on the day of the interview. And we went, and they wanted me, and they were super nice, but it ended up, we think it was a scam because they wanted us to pay a bunch of money. And so I got another interview with a different agency, which is the agency that I'm with now. That was at the end of April. So I had a while to wait. But I was kind of happy because that was track season, so I got to focus on that and then worry about modeling. So I liked savoring both parts. There were 2 days of interviews / calls for this agency, and one was one Saturday, and then the next one was an open call for anyone who would come. So the first one was private interviews, and then the next Saturday was an open call for anyone who wanted to come. And I had a private interview, but it was at 12:30. That was my call time. And I also was taking the ACT that day. Ended up getting a 32, so it was worth it. So I get to the ACT thing at 8 or however early I got there. And I wasn't taking the writing part. So I was like, I should be able to get out of here. It'll end around 11:30. So we take the test. And I knew that there was a fifth section, but they don't score it, right? So why do I have to take it? That's my logic. So I get there, and you have to like go up to this table, and they assign you to a room. And the guy I went up to forgot to assign me to his room. So we all go wait in the hallway, and then like all the people come down and the proctors and let us into their rooms, and they're like checking us off on the list. I'm not on the list because he didn't put me on the list. And so he's like, shoot, I had to put this girl somewhere. So he takes me down to this other room. There's this lady, and she has space on her list, so I'm on her list, and I go into her room. And because of that whole shenanigans, we start our test late. Starting to go downhill. So we take the test. What do I do after I finish the fourth section? She calls time. I raise my hand. I've been planning this for at least an hour and a half now and dreading it. I raise my hand. Would my test be invalidated if I left right now? Every head in the room turns to look at me. And I'm like, yeah, I knew that was coming. Keep in mind, there's people in my classes and that I know in that room right now. And she looks at me and she's like, there's 30 minutes left. I'm like, yes, it's 12:30. I have an interview in 30 minutes. I need to leave. And so she calls her like supervisor in and she's like, this person wants to leave. Here's her paperwork. Like, and then she pulls me outside into the hallway. I'm like, thank God. I didn't think this was gonna work, but it's working. And then she's like, wait, why haven't you done this part yet? I'm like, I don't know, we haven't gotten to it. She goes, oh, you can't leave then. I'm like, what? I need to leave. And I ended up going back in the room with people who were taking the test, which was awkward because it was silent, and I just went to go sit down at my desk. And I take the fifth part. It ends at 12:35. I am freaking out in there. Oh my God. People are looking at me because I'm freaking out. I'm like tapping my hand, tapping my foot, tapping everything. I'm just having a seizure in my chair. My proctor comes over and she picks up some stuff, and then she realizes that we haven't done the part that I talked about earlier with the supervisor in the hallway. So she gives them back. We have to do some more things, and that takes 5 minutes. And then she comes around and collects the things again, and then she counts them, and then she comes back around and collects some more stuff, and then she counts some more, and then she has to do some whole farewell thing. And so I get out of there like 12:45, and I am in the back of the building, okay? But I sprint out of there. We started late, so we're the last class to get out. I am the second person to leave the building. I was sprinting. So as soon as I get out of the building, and like I don't have to worry about hitting people, I call my mom, and I'm running while on the phone. And she's like, don't worry, I already called, and everything's fine. You could just come in. You just go late. And so my heart attack calms itself, and I get in my car, and I drive home because I need my mom to go to the interview with me because that was like required. So I go home, and then I get in the car with my mom, and I had all my stuff with me for some reason, like all my clothes that I had to wear. And so I change in the car, and we get there at about 1 o'clock because we speeding down the highway. Just kidding. It wasn't that far away. And we walk in, and everyone who else had that interview time was just staring at me. But that's okay. I don't care. And it ended up being too late. So, dreams crushed again. We go in the next Saturday for the open call. I am distraught because I don't think I'm going to make it. The interview was my only shot at making it. I don't have a chance now. Blah, 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 blah. So here's what the open call was like. Now, if you watch American Idol, this is going to make more sense for you because that's what it reminded me of. The start time was 9 o'clock. So I knew that there would be a line, so I got there at 8. I didn't think there would be a line, but there was a line to get inside. It was closed. It wasn't even open yet. There was a line, so I had to get out of the car. I was wearing heels, a tank top, and jeans. It was 40 degrees. It was April. I don't know why it was 40 degrees, but it was 40 degrees. So I was freezing. 20 minutes go by. I'm just watching Netflix on my phone. And then they open the doors. I'm like, thank God. I would have died before you even saw me. And so we all go in. And we go into this big room. And they line us up around the perimeter. There, at the end, there's like a table where you do some paperwork and you sign in. And then they called us in, 30 people at a time, to go into this other room. And so we go in. And then there's 2 models that are currently with that agency. And they like talk to us about their model bag or whatever. Then we go into this other hallway. And we line up there. There's a lot of steps to this. And then at the end of the line, there's another room with like a closed door. And it reminded me of like the judges room at American Idol, because there was 4 people lined up at a desk, and you walk in and you give them your paperwork, and then you go and stand in front of the wall. Do not tell me that is not American Idol. So that's exactly what I did. And as soon as I got in there, they were like, where's your mom? So then I had to go out and get my mom and bring her in. And they had me do like some poses and my runway walk. And then they gave me some papers. I hadn't seen anyone go out of the room with papers. I might have missed them because I was too nervous, but that's just what I remember. And so I was like, oh my God, I'm set. Like, they want me. So I go out and do the paperwork, and then I give them to more people, and then I leave. And I got a phone call the next day to be a part of that agency. So that's how I got signed to a modeling agency. I hope you guys liked it, and if you did, then like it, and if you want to, subscribe. If you want to hear some more stories about modeling or anything else, leave your suggestions in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching.